Hi guys, I don't know if anybody is here yet. This is my first live video, so it's a little bit nervy. And I'm just trying to see where I can find the chat. I think it's over here. Yes, I see the chat. We'll just talk and see if we have anybody joining us. And this is the first time I've ever gone live, so it's super exciting. And super stoked. So let's hope we have some people hopping in. And if you're watching this afterwards, this video, I'm going to show you some cool stuff, and it's going to be a bit of a question and answer with me. And I am going to be telling you what I'm up to this year, and looking forward to having some people jump in. So if anybody has any questions, there's a chat. You can jump in and ask some questions, and I'll be happy to answer them. Again, this is the first time I've ever gone live in my life on YouTube. So I think everything seems to be running okay. And oh, I see I have someone's popped in. Say hello. I'll say hi back. How are you today? So this is Melissa Francis, and I am coming to you live from my studio. So a lot of people ask me about a lot of the stuff in my studio, and this really cool cabinet behind me was actually given to me by my husband on my 50th birthday. So that was pretty cool, and that was really sweet. I came downstairs and it was on the island in the kitchen, and I was like, holy crap, that's awesome. And so I was pretty stoked to see that. So it was a really nice birthday present. But I just want to get into a little bit about what I'm doing this year. It's been, last year was a crazy year, and I lost my father, and so I, as he was ailing, I wasn't doing as many shows as I used to do, and I was kind of like weaning down. Now this year, things have changed in my life. My father-in-law, who I love dearly, who's like my dad, has actually had an awful car accident when we were at the Novi show in 2016, and he has been in a nursing home for, I think almost 2 years now, and it's just awful. It got bought out by another company, and they basically told everybody to take a pay cut or leave. And my father-in-law just, he was used to certain people there, and then all of a sudden, they all quit. So we offered for him to move in with us, and my husband and I are empty nesters. And so it was a bit of a life change. So my father-in-law moved in with us, and we've had to renovate the house and do all this stuff. And he is a paraplegic, so we have to use these sit-to-stand things to move him around and everything. But he's all there, and it's a joy to have him in the house. Unfortunately, as I do this video right now, he's had an infection and is in the hospital. So we my husband and I have been visiting him there, but he's doing great. They just want to keep him for a little bit longer until they make sure that infection is gone. But with that, so with my father-in-law moving in the house with us, I have decided that I'm not going to do many shows. I'm doing one local one here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, just one class for the day. Then I am going to be at Novi doing, I think, seven classes. And then again, another one. So that's the only time I'm actually going to be traveling to a show this year. I used to do 20. I can't believe I'm really only doing one. And then I'm going to be doing CK Lancaster, which again is only an hour from here, and I can come home at night so that we can be with my father-in-law. So with him living here, he needs assistance almost all the time. So we do have a great company called Comfort Keepers come in a couple hours every day, but when they're not here, I am taking care of him. So my life has changed a little bit, and I thought, what can I do to stay at home, keep this brain moving, and make some money? And I have caught a little bit myself into the YouTube world about learning about reselling and thrifting. And for those of you that know me, and for those of you that don't, actually, when I started 25 plus years ago, that's what I used to do. I used to actually thrift and find things, and then I would actually reproduce them and have them made overseas. And that's how we started the company Heart and Home. And then the product just kind of fell into scrapbooking and crafts. So my true love is thrifting. I love thrifting. I could thrift all day and get lost in the time. My husband always yells at me. He's like, "You said you were going to be home at 2," and it's like 6 when I get home. So I love to garage sale. I like to go to Goodwill. It's like that thrill of the hunt. So what I have been doing for the last couple of months is I have started an eBay store and selling all kinds of things. And I've done really well. And I've actually made good money that I could actually pay for the mortgage, which was just a challenge that I wanted. And I was really happy. But what I wanted to do now with the YouTube channel, and everything's kind of calmed down with my father-in-law, we're in a new routine, is start another eBay store selling vintage items and craft type items, and start from the beginning with you all or anybody else who wants to try to do it, to learn how you can stay at home. Like, I don't know if there's anybody here that has, you stay at home mom, you have young ones, you have, a father-in-law, like an elderly that's living with you, and you're kind of homebound and you're trying to find a way to make money. Well, I found out that this works and it's fun. I love it. I love talking to the customers. I like picking and packing the product. It's a lot of what I used to do in the old days. And my father-in-law loves it too. He loves to see what I come home with. He sees me take it out. I do these like mini hauls with him. And then, he sees me listing it. And then, in the morning, he's like, "What did you sell? What did you sell?" And then I showed him. Now we are selling his house. And one of the things that we found, actually, I have them here, is a whole lot of old Boy Scout stuff. He used to be a Boy Scout, like leader master or something like that. And I've kind of separated these all, but they're all old Boy Scout patches. And we've started on my other shop, we've started listing those and we're selling them. And, it's one of those things that he really doesn't want them anymore, and the family doesn't really want them. And it's a great way, while he's still alive, to sell them. And this isn't so much about the money. It's more about like where it's going. And we already had one guy who he had these handkerchief for kerchiefs, and we sold that, and he said that he was in the alumni or something and wanted to connect my father-in-law with that. So that's pretty cool. So that's one thing that we're doing, is selling some stuff and engaging with my father-in-law. But the cool thing that I'm doing more is I'm going to be doing online classes. I'm going to be selling crafty, fun things. And I just kind of wanted to show you some of the things that I have found in my travels. One of the things I wanted to show you is the tin boxes. So everybody gets a tin box. It's great. What do you do with the tin box, besides sell it? But a friend of mine, Carolyn Peeler, she made me a beautiful necklace and gave it to me for Christmas in a tin box. And when I opened it up, I was like, oh, how pretty. What she had done is taken old newsprint, and she actually put that inside of the box. And what a gorgeous little way for presentation. So I'm going to be selling boxes and things like this on my eBay channel. And it's not so much that I want, not eBay channel, my eBay store. It's not so much that I want you all to go there to buy it. If anybody wants it, that's great. But I want to empower you and engage you on how you can stay at home and then go out thrifting. Period. Obviously, you have to have some time to go thrifting. You can go garage selling for the day, and you can have all this stuff, and then you can list it during the week. Another thing that I found, which is really cool, and I'm going to have a video on how to actually make these French knots, this is a embroidery floss, and it's really, really cool, this embroidery floss. And what I'm going to show you, I have that up for sale already on my shop, and I'm going to show you how to make these really cool French knots. So I don't know if you can see them right here. So that's really cool French knots. And then another thing that I have for sale is on the eBay shop that I found that was really fun was bingo cards. Everybody loves bingo cards. So I got these bingo cards. Here they are, the old vintage bingo cards. And these are the pieces. And a lot of people like to use the pieces in scrapbooking and crafting. And also you can make great little mini albums with the bingo cards. So I have those. And then also what I thought was really cool is I found this gorgeous, beautiful photo album. And the photo album was kind of falling apart. So I'm thinking, okay, I have this photo album. Nobody's going to really want it because it's all like falling apart. apart. But I thought, what a cool thing. What you could do is take the pages and you can separate them, and you could use them in the scrapbooks or craft, and it'd be beautiful frames. And then I also thought, and I only got this for like $2, and isn't this cover absolutely gorgeous? So I thought this would be really, really cool. And it's got this gorgeous like metal, vintage metal clasp, and you could make this as a beautiful cover for some kind of vintage album. Look at this, isn't that cool? It's actually got some old vintage like writing on there from whoever had this, and this index card is absolutely beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? It's really old and really vintage. So this is also again on my eBay shop, and it's really cool. You could just find these types of things and you know, sell them. And then these, oh my gosh, these were really, really pretty. These are birds, and for those people who like to craft, and you could even, I don't know if you can see back over there, I have these, we sell these domes, and I did a whole bunch of them one Christmas and put these gorgeous little birds, and they're vintage little birds into domes and stuff, and they're really sweet. So I have those, and I found all of this stuff like a garage sales and at like flea markets and all that stuff, and you'd be surprised. And some of the vendors really don't know what these things are worth. When they see an album like this, they think, ah, it's crap, they don't really want it, so I can get it for like $2. And I mean, it's beautiful. It'll make a really cool scrapbook album. And then another thing that I got, which was really cool, was this beautiful old, I think it was a stamp. It says it's from Great Britain. Isn't that cool? And this was actually used to stamp on fabric. I believe it was, it just said imported cloth finished in Great Britain. Isn't that cool? This, I can't decide whether or not I'm going to sell this. I really like it. I may keep this one. So I have these, and then also I'm going to also do online classes, like the classes that I'm doing in Novi and in Lancaster. So like this is one that we did last year, but we're still going to work with some watercolors. We're going to stay Melissa Francis for those of you that really love the line and want to do some stuff. So we're going to be doing mini albums as well. And then another really cool, I wanted to show you the shadow box. Isn't this darling? So this is just a shadow box that I got. And then I love baby stuff. So this is just an old photo. I don't know who this is. And then this is like a baby bonnet and this cute little hairbrush. And you could do little shadow boxes with vintage items. So that's cool. And then I got this huge stack that I paid, I think it was like $1 for, of old bingo paper. Isn't that cool? Not really sure what I'm going to do with that, but I'll probably have a video of what we can do with that and some great ideas. And then another thing I wanted to show you that you can do and that you can sell is cigar boxes. I've got lots of cigar boxes, and I'm going to be decorating them. And this one's really cool with a kind of an insert, so that's pretty nifty. So I have lots going on in the future, and we're going to be doing hunting and selling, and I'm going to show you some great ideas and how to craft with some vintage stuff. And I hope you will join me again. And if you like this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel, and you can follow me with the hunt, and we'll find some cool stuff, and we're going to do some traditional scrapbooking as well. Thanks for joining me. Take care.